Welcome back to 32 team 2013-2014 season at this point. 32 team Madden 20 franchise. Week 2 has been completed. We'll look over some scores and some schedules of that. Pretty fun week, and it starts out with the first win of the Mark Trestman era in Cleveland, a 27-23 win on Thursday Night Football in Cincinnati. Cleveland gets their first win under head coach Mark Trestman coming from the CFL. Had 2 wins last year. It's week 2. They have 1 win, so they're already halfway to where they were last year, which is always good. Brian Hoyer, who they signed, had a really nice game. 2 touchdowns, 255 yards. Andy Dalton, also a really nice game in the loss, 387 and 2. Trent Richardson continues to kind of just look like sort of a bust. It wasn't really worth. Hasn't played like the top overall selection he was. He hasn't been bad, but 2.9 a carry isn't great. Monty Bell, the rookie, got some carries, 6 for 18, not great. AJ Green, really good game. Martellus Bennett, who the Browns signed, really good game. Jermaine Gresham, another tight end, 2 really good games tight ends had. See, the other touchdown for the Browns was Trent Richardson. So he did have 1 through the air, so 2 total, and had good 3 catches, 23 yards, touchdown. And Evan Moore was for the Browns. So you can see rookie Terrence Williams, 3 catches, get involved in the offense. Um, this guy had 2.5 sacks, a lot of sacks in this one. I think there was a total of 10 or so. Kickers were perfect. We can go back and look at that. Got 10 sacks total, but really big win for Mark Trestman to stamp his legacy on the Browns early, getting his first win in the second game as Browns head coach. Go to Sunday slate games. Titans, Colts, division matchup. The Titans are a really, really bad football team. Jake Locker, 11 completions on 23 attempts for 81 yards, interception. Andrew Luck didn't play good, but he did enough to get the win. Donald Brown played all right, and Chris Thompson played all right. Didn't do what he did last week. Um, did have a good game through the air, but yeah, I mean, this was a boring game. It was scored 16-6. Not much to talk about. You see Mr. McCourty, Jason McCourty had an interception, continues his really good season from last year. Yeah, the Titans are bad. Mike Munchak, it would be really impressive if he was the head coach next year of the Tennessee Titans. His team isn't good, and 99 yards of offense and 6 points. That says everything you need to see. Game of the week, game of the year. Maybe game of the year. So I mean, game of the year so far. It's been 2 weeks, but it's gonna be hard to beat. 42-35. The New York Football Giants win this one. They were up 21-0. As you can see, they went into the second quarter up 21-0. I'm like, all right, this game's over. But then they started to not really score anymore, and the Rams couldn't stop scoring. It was 35-35, or it was 35-28 at one point. Eli Manning led the comeback in an amazing performance. 5 touchdowns, 401 yards. I'm not even sure if this was the best quarterback performance of the week, though, as we'll get to that later. Sam Bradford, really good stat line, not the best performance of the week from a quarterback. 353 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Really good game from both of these guys. Steven Jackson, a really good game. Amon Bradshaw, a really good game. Victor, you see all the touchdowns. 3 from Cruz, 3 from Matthew Mulligan, 2 from the rookie Tavon Austin, who's really making his mark on the league. Akeem Nicks and Gerald Jennings all got one. Andrew Hawkins gets 100 yards for the Giants. Really fun game. Jonathan Vilma, good. I think he won Offensive Player of the Week. But yeah, a really good game. A lot of extra points kicked in this one. And what will probably go down as the game of the year. But the Giants get their first win of the season. Bears, Eagles. This was not the outcome I was expecting. Obviously, the Eagles came into this year Super Bowl favorites, trading for Darrelle Revis, signing Brian Hartline, having a pretty damn good draft. You know, They were in the Super Bowl last season. Mike Vick was amazing. But anyway, I mean, Chicago's coming off a really bad loss last week. Philly's coming off a big win last week, coming having a 22-point fourth quarter and coming back in week one. But in this one, they lose 22-0, 159 total yards of offense. That's bad. That is really, really bad. Michael Vick got hurt, not benched. He got hurt, but he was almost to the point of getting benched. Completed 7 of his 19 pass attempts. Was sacked 10 times. He was sacked more times than he completed a pass. 36 passer rating, 115 yards, an interception. Nick Foles came in when Vick went down after getting sacked 10 times. 52 yards, 6 for 7. I think all 6 of those completions were to running back, or 5 of them were to Stanley, Philly, but that's besides the point. Jay Cutler didn't play great, 176, a touchdown, 16 for 31. Bad quarterback play, but good defense. Running ball, LaShawn McCoy got hurt. Jay Cutler had a rushing touchdown, but LaShawn McCoy got hurt in this one. So I don't remember if it was a long-term injury. We'll actually get through the injury report in this video here. Matt Forte leading receiver. I mean, this was an ugly game. This was really, really bad for the Eagles, and you have to wonder, I mean, what's going on with the Eagles? You let up 11 sacks total, 10 to your starting quarterback. He gets hurt in the game. You fall to 1-1, and to even have that 1 win, they had to be a miraculous comeback against the Dallas Cowboys. So Philly was, the Super Bowl favorite. There was a lot of money rolling on Philly coming into here. Is that going to cash out? I mean, just athletic wise, Mike Vick doesn't even look close to the same quarterback he was last year with like 36 touchdowns. It's not even close. It looks like 2 different quarterbacks. So the Eagles have a lot to figure out over the next 14 weeks, 15 weeks of the season. Lions, Saints. Saints dominated this game. Score makes it look closer than it is. Detroit scored, a bunch in the fourth quarter, and the garbage time doesn't really matter. See the numbers there. Matt Stafford not playing great. Kellen Moore might be sneaking up for the job. I'm just saying. Kellen Moore played really well last year when Matt Stafford went down with an injury. But I don't think James Schwartz has the courage to do that with his job on the line. Mark Ingram, obviously you have Darren Sproles who's hurt, so Mark Ingram's the lead back here. I think he had 2 touchdown catches. Yes, he did. There's Robert Woods, rookie, but once again, another guy a team that just isn't very good. The Lions just aren't a very good team. I'd be shocked if Jim Schwartz was back and was the head coach for the Lions for a 5th season now. This is his 4th season, I want to say. I think next year would have to be his 5th if he's retained, which would be shocking. Good win for New Orleans. They moved to 2-0. And here it is. What I think is the best quarterback performance of the week for Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, who win 47-24 over the Vikings. Ryan has a perfect passer rating with 522 yards and 5 touchdowns, completing 25 of 31 passes. Christian Ponder played really well as well, 304 yards with 2 touchdowns with 112.8 passer rating, completing 64 of his passes, 64% of his passes. So really good quarterback play from both these guys. Christian Ponder obviously in real life didn't pan out, but in this world, and 1/16 or 1/8 of a season, he's been pretty good. He's been really, really good, actually. Just hasn't been able to get to playoffs last year. Obviously, they kind of fell apart, and they have a new head coach, Jim Caldwell. Latavius Murray only had 9 carries. This was kind of a shootout. Obviously, Adrian Peterson's hurt. Jaquiz didn't get the ball. Julio Jones, best wide receiver in football, by far. It's not close. Harry Douglas caught one, and Larry Donald caught one, but Atlanta, Dirk Cutter, Dirk Cutter, by far, will be a head coach. Blair Washington field goal. Will be a head coach unless he retains with the Falcons like he did last season, was offered multiple jobs, decided to stay with the Falcons. But this dude is a heck of a coach. He's a heck of a play caller. And Matt Ryan right now is probably the betting favorite to win MVP for a 2nd season in a row. Packers, Buccaneers. Buccaneers fall to 0-2. Both pretty close games. But they're 0-2. Greg Shannon in his second season in the first year, they go 11-5. They win a playoff game. The future's bright. Josh Freeman looks good and everything. He still looks good. Good quarterback play from both of these guys. But Tampa Bay falls 0-2. If you fall 0-2, I don't know what it was a stat a couple years ago in real life. It was, teams that start 0-2 don't usually make the playoffs. And they're 0-2. Pretty, fun game. It went into overtime, but Tampa Bay's 0-2. Packers are 2-0. Packers were devastated with the wild card loss and the Bears. You know, that's disgusting. The Packers don't want that, so they were disgusted with that, and they're 2-0, including beating down on the Bears to open the season. Denver, Miami, pretty defensive matchup. Pretty, a lot of defense at this one. Quarterback play was bad. Lamar Miller played good. Knowshon Moreno played all right. Tyler Eifert, rookie first-round pick, is looking to be like a good selection. But the Broncos win this one. They're 2-0. Joe Philbin and the Dolphins fall to 1-1 with not a great game from the kickers or from Ryan Tannehill. They both miss a field goal. Miami makes their field goal. It's tie game. Now Prater makes his field goal. They win by 3 more. So good win for Denver. Miami's a pretty good football team. Don't count them out. New York, Jacksonville. Another overtime game. New York wins this one 23-20. Mark Sanchez has a really good game. Chad Henne, all right game. He doesn't really fit Chip Kelly's offense, so we'll see what happens with Chip. They're 0-2. He hasn't won a playoff. He hasn't won a game yet, or hasn't won a playoff game either, but he hasn't won a game yet. Maurice Jones-Drew continues to be the whole entire offense. Rob Hausler had one. There was 10 seconds left in the game. It was 4th and 10 from their own 8-yard line. The Jags. 92-yard Hail Mary to Rob Hausler for a touchdown. 1 catch, 92 yards, and a touchdown. That put the game in overtime. Obviously, they ended up losing in overtime, but that was a pretty awesome play. But yeah, Jacksonville's not a good team. They don't have a quarterback. Chip Kelly needs to get his guy. Nick Folk missed a field goal. This game doesn't go to overtime if he makes a field goal. But, yeah, they're 0-2. New York gets a good win there, 1-1, but I don't think they're that good of a football team. Houston, Pittsburgh. Geno Smith is 2-0, the first rounder. Raised a lot of eyebrows when they heard his name drafted, or they heard a lot of eyebrows were raised when people heard the name Geno Smith called on day 1 of the NFL draft. In real life, he was a day 2 player. Obviously, some people thought he was going to go in day 1. He was a first-round selection. He's replacing Matt Schaub, who's in Arizona now. And he's 2-0 as a starter and is playing really good football. As you can see, Big Ben as well is playing good football. The Steelers fall to 1-1. Houston's 2-0 without Matt Schaub, better than they started last season. Le'Veon Bell, rookie, not a great game. Antonio Brown cementing himself as one of the best wide receivers in football. Jericho Cotchery, also really good game. Let me see. Arian Foster, James Rodgers, and Owen Daniels caught touchdowns from Geno Smith. But Connor Barwin had a really good game. You just want to see more of this from Houston, more of this from your rookie quarterback, and you're going to be, in real life, they were really bad this year. They had the number 1 overall pick, landed up Jadeveon Clowney, hired Bill O'Brien, and fired Gary Kubiak midway through the season. That's not going to happen here, most likely, unless they lose the next 14 games. They're 2-0, and their first-round quarterback looks to be the best quarterback in the draft, debatably, because we'll get to the other rookie quarterback later in this video. Chargers, Oakland, 19-9, relatively boring game. Mike McCoy gets his first win. Dennis Allen is heating up just a little bit more. Carson Palmer probably won't be a Raider next season. Keenan Allen continues to press the rookie wide receiver, but pretty boring game. Good amount of punts, I want to say, if I remember correctly. 4-4. But Chargers get their first win. Raiders fall to 0-2, and yeah. Washington, Dallas. Washington is pretty competitive in year 1 under Bill O'Brien, and you were seeing a lot of improvement from Robert Griffin. But Tony Romo throws 4 touchdowns in the win. Latavius Murray, DeMarco Murray continues to be really, really good. But yeah, Washington, give them one more year of good drafting. I think this team could be in the playoffs very, very soon, and they're really, really competitive right now with a lackluster roster. You know, the Commanders are 0-2. Both their games have been close, and they're a team that could cause some trouble to certain teams. Carolina, Arizona. Arizona wins this one 27-26. First win for Bruce Arians. Matt Schaub, good game. Cam Newton, good game. Um, Game-winning drive for Matt Schaub. Larry Fitzgerald, really good game. Justin Hunter got hurt. I don't remember if it was a long-term injury or not, but big win for Mr. Yeah, Jay Feely did miss a field goal but he made the game winner, so that's all that matters. Good win for Bruce Arians to get his first career win as a Cardinal, because obviously his wins last year from when he was the interim with the Colts. San Fran, Seattle. Seattle's 0-2. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, heard something. Seattle's 0-2. San Fran's 2-0. It's kind of a flip-flop from last year. Russell Wilson played all right. Colin Kaepernick threw 2 interceptions. The biggest issue for San Fran last year was turnovers. Really good run game from Frank Gore. Marshawn Lynch only got 8 carries. It wasn't really effective, but San Fran obviously had a pretty good offseason. You know, their defense is still really damn good. Last year, their biggest issue was turnovers. They seem to be limiting that for the most part. Obviously, 2 interceptions isn't great. But it's a win. A win's a win, and they beat division rival Seattle, who's 0-2. Obviously, both, losing to the Patriots and 49ers, both by 1 possession. But, there's no need to hit the panic button yet. I wouldn't hit the panic button yet. But keep an eye on Seattle, because their offense has kind of been really, really bad. 24 points in 2 games isn't great. If their offense scores 19 points, in this one, it's a tie game. We scored 19 points. They score 20 points. If they score 20 points, they're 2-0. I mean, come on, look how many teams score 20 points. 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, 20 points. I don't have to go on forever because you get the memo. A lot of teams score 20 points. Seattle, I wouldn't hit the panic button yet, but we're getting, they're 0-2. They're having trouble putting up points. We'll see what happens. KC, Buffalo. Kansas City, a team that I thought was going to be really good. They fought 0-2. But Buffalo might have their franchise quarterback because it might be the end of Ryan Fitzmagic. He threw 9 passes, completed one of them for 20 yards, and got benched. E.J. Manuel comes in and has an amazing game. Goes 9 for 15 with 3 touchdowns and 274 yards. Alex Smith as a Chief is amazing. He's been really good through 2 games. The rest of the team just kind of needs to put it together. I wouldn't worry about the Chiefs. I think they are going to be really good down the stretch. For the rest of the year. Next, obviously, there's a lot of football left to play. C.J. Spiller, another really good game. Jamal Charles just hasn't been that effective. He's been hurt a lot. Since his injury last year, he really just hasn't been great. He's been hurt. He played like 4 games last year. Hurt here, wasn't great. So we'll see what happens. Mike Wallace has an amazing game for the Bills. Obviously, big free agent signing. Travis Kelce, first-round pick, good game. Or second-round pick. First-round pick was DeAndre Hopkins, who had a good game. Josh Bellamy, good game. Dwayne Bowe, good game. A lot of touchdowns. A lot of good games. Stevie Johnson, good game. 1 catch. That was a screen pass. I remember that was a good play. They gave him the lead. But yeah, big win. E.J. Manuel is going to be the starter moving forward for the Bills. After a game like this, you can't bench him. Ryan Lindell missed a field goal, and so did Ryan Suckup. Could have changed the game. Big win for Buffalo to get their first on the year. Then you have the last game of the week. A comeback victory for the New England Patriots. They were 22-point fourth quarter. The score, I guess the box score kind of says it was more of a, they were down 12-7. But New England's offense is bad. They had a really good fourth quarter, but New England's offense is really bad. Don't let the 29 points fool you. The 22 in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady just went close. They just aren't very good. Baltimore, Joe Flacco isn't having a great year without Jim Caldwell. Got paid a lot of money and isn't doing great. Tom Brady, good game. Ray Rice, not great. Shane Vereen, Tom Brady also had a rushing touchdown. Gronk, good game as always. Julian Edelman had the 2 touchdowns. But New England's 2-0, defending champs, but I don't think they're going to be able to repeat with this offense. It just isn't good. Justin Tucker made 5 field goals. He was the only guy that really scored he was the only guy that scored for the Ravens. All 15 points came from the kicker, Justin Tucker. So that's week 2 stats and schedule. Just look at week 3 schedule. Jags, Texans on Thursday Night Football. Broncos, Falcons, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Colts, Steelers, Commanders, Saints, Bears, Giants, Ravens, Browns, Jets, Cardinals, Cowboys. That'll be a fun game. Vikings, Packers, fun game. Raiders, Pats, Titans, Chargers, Panthers, Bucks, Bills, Seahawks will be a fun game. Chiefs, Bengals will be a fun game. Eagles, 49ers will be a fun game Monday night. So that's the schedule. Take a look at the weekly awards. Matt Ryan, Tom Brady winning on offense, and John Vilma and Justin Houston winning on defense. Take a look at the injury report real quick. Also, draft class has been imported, the 2014 draft. Notable injuries, Geno Atkins and Marvin Jones are both hurt. Jarius Byrd is hurt. Wesley Woodyard's hurt. Gerald McCoy and Jared Cook, big reason on why this team's 0-2, are both hurt. He needs to go on IR. I'll fix that. Reggie Bush is still out for 3 more weeks. Jake Long is out for 1 more week. LaShawn McCoy was a dislocated elbow. He'll be out for 3 weeks. Mike Vick's injury wasn't serious, so he will be back and will start week 3, although there is a little controversy there. Matt Bryant had a foot fracture. He'll be on IR and will miss the remainder of the season because they're not going to really activate him just in case somebody else gets pushed on IR. Colin Jones is hurt. Not a big injury. Casey Hayward's hurt. John Beeson's hurt. Sebastian Vollmer, Dante Hightower, Rob Ninkovich are all hurt. Brandon McCann is hurt. A couple here for the Commanders. Max Starks and Lamar Woodley are hurt, but they'll be back soon. And then Chris Johnson's obviously out for 2 more weeks. And Adrian Peterson, 3 more weeks. So there is the Week 2 review, the Week 3 outlook, and the injury report for 2013 season. Smell you later.